with these objects.
Okay, so why would we step on toes?
Because, there's a lot of that going on right here in Little Rock. You do know that, right? There's a lot of...
There is a difference between being on a DL and being in the
Ron?
closet.
Mm-hmm.
Being on the DL is being involved with both sexes and not letting the other one know. You're totally hiding it, which in the closet is, but some people that's in the closet are not involved with females. So there's the difference right there. They're both hiding it, but one is openly in a relationship with a female, and the other, they just...
as a man, I never understood that.
I just think that men on the DL totally destroy lives with their deception and lies, because you get involved with a female who has no clue, and then some may, that you
What's up, Ronnie?
are attracted or involved with someone of the same sex, and then you get married, you have kids, and then later on your wife find out that you've been involved with someone, or
So we call that, okay, let's go into Urban Dictionary technology. Typically, we call that what's called a beard. When a man is
the beard is when the woman really knows. She just a cover up. Some women know. The DL is that she has no clue.
Ooh.
And some people may tell a female and she may choose not to believe it, but a beard, I think with a beard, they usually know that they're just a cover up. Some women...
I'm so at a loss of words for this topic because I just can't.
Remember Eddie Long?
Oh, yeah.
What about that author who wrote the, what was that movie called?
Which one?
Get Her Groove Back, the author.
Stella got her groove back.
Her husband eventually came out.
Yeah, we got to change the mics today.
Yeah, Tony, was it
Tony Morrison?
Yeah.
No,
it wasn't Tony Morrison?
No?
No, that's not Toni Morrison. That was I can't think of her name now.
But she did how Stella? She had a husband that was on
Terry
the
McMillan.
Terry McMillan. That's
there
it. Okay.
we go.
Yeah.
Terry McMillan. She married a man. I think he was from Jamaica.
Right.
And then he later came out.
Dexter St. Jacques.
And she said that she had no clue. She said she had no clue.
Ooh, that's
right.
But
Thank
and
you,
then,
Nick.
not only that, didn't Star Jones' husband come out?
Well,
Her ex-husband.
Well, look at Star Jones.
So are you saying she knew she was a beard?
Well,
Star Jones looked like the Stay Puft chocolate girl. So if a man,
That's not the topic.
okay, well,
But I think her ex-husband, I think he said that he was bisexual later, or it could have been
how do you
Terry.
become
Later,
bisexual?
yeah.
How do you,
That's
okay.
what he said. So I'm saying that he basically was on the DL just like Terry McMillan. So my question is how is it that women are being bamboozled? Like you have no clue or inkling, and you hope they're not.
Well, here's my question. Here's the real question. And look, we're a Christian radio show, and I don't try to pass judgment on people's sexual preferences. That's the word, preference. I don't have an issue if people choose to go the other way because I can't judge them.
It's the lie.
Right.
It's the lie.
I have an issue with bisexuality, though, because to me, I'd rather a person be upfront about what they want than sitting around here flipping a coin for dinner.
Well, in Loren's post, the guy was honest. So there wasn't anything
hidden. Nowhere, right?
He was being upfront with people. Hey, I like to sleep with men and I like to sleep with women. So he was being upfront. There wasn't any DL on his part.
Right. I mean, once you know, and knowing is half the battle. He's saying G.I. Joe. So
and you would be amazed at a lot of women out there that do not care.
A lot of women like that freakiness.
yeah.
In
Well, I was looking at last night. I was doing a little bit of research on this topic. It was a guy on YouTube. He said that a lot of guys in Atlanta go down low because there's a lot of black women that's doing real well there. So they can just marry a black woman, move in with her, use all her resources, and then be with men on the side. And so that's a lot of. He said that's one of the main reasons they,
So they
go
can
down
get paid. So they can get paid.
Well, because a lot of black women are doing real well, and they can live a better life if they get with a black woman.
The dynamic day. Do
Versus
you want to sound
another
off
gay-
on this at all?
That's what.
He
This,
said,
and then too, is I've read
Right.
that a lot of men that come out of prison that went in and didn't
Right.
practice that lifestyle, but after
Capitalize.
being in for so many years, you doing 15, 20 years
Right.
and get into that lifestyle
Right.
while they're in, and then when they come out, some secretly can continue.
I mean, they know telltale signs. I mean, some femininity. I mean,
No.
well, this guy said, yeah, some signs is like if he
If
was
you
saying-
if he cutting your hair and you look into his eyes,
he said if he start rejecting sex, like if you have a problem.
men reject sex.
Yeah, some of these guys. He said that some.
no,
of these guys
they're
will-
not just with females.
Yeah, he said some of these guys will reject sex from the woman or make excuses why they can't have sex at a certain time, or he said that's one of the signs that you would know that he's probably on the DL.
I don't know about that.
That's
but
what he was saying.
Females take a lot of all girls trips, but I guess if you have a
we
man
gonna talk about
and
that, too.
every
Talk about
every
that, too.
trip he goes with is with his boys, because it was actually an episode on SUV. Is it what's the show?
Which one?
What show?
SUV.
The police show.
Oh, CSI.
No.
Law and Order.
The Law and Order.
Law and Order.
Where they had an episode
Don't.
where it was all black men,
Right.
and they had this weekly poker night that they met up
Oop.
and played poker. Well, one day one of the men ended up murdered.
Right.
So while they was doing their investigation and they were going to each person that was at the poker game, asking them about, and they were all hush hush and quiet and wouldn't say anything.
Right.
And it was like, no, something happened because this is the last place he was at. That's what his wife said.
Right.
And at the end, that was the whole thing of that all the men that were meeting for this poker night were on the DL, and they were all like getting together, and one of the men obviously fell in love with the other man and
Lord, help.
wanted him to leave his spouse and was gonna out him, and that's how he ended up murdered. Now that was on Law and Order. And they specifically used black men because they said that, they were saying throughout the show that this is, a big phobia in the black community, and they were explaining about men being on the DL. So
Oh,
and
God.
so I'm saying that they're actually making shows and episodes about this issue.
Yeah, let's just be honest. I mean, homophobia is not just strictly, confined to the evangelical white Christians. There's a lot of it in our community.
But the thing about it is that when you say on the DL, they do not put that with white men. It's a term used with black men. And Elin Harris is the one that came out with the books exposing being on the DL.
Really? And what did she say?
Elin Harris is a male.
Oh, I'm sorry.
That
about right there.
school in Fayetteville and became a big time author and had a lot of books out about this topic.
Yeah, one thing when I was working in my job 7 years ago, they were going to try to relocate me to Atlanta, and my brother was like, "Man, look."
There's plenty of women in Atlanta.
But that's the whole point.
If you're a straight black male, that's where you would want to be.
No,
Plenty
but-
successful black women.
But see, that's what we were talking about. And he was like, man, he said, if you live in Atlanta, he said, you don't even need to get married. He said, just be in Atlanta. And he said, I know. I go to Atlanta, and it's like 50 women to one guy. But here's the problem. Which one of them messed around with a dude on the DL?
That is the issue, that you may
Yeah.
meet someone that
Death
was
get
with
2 for
someone.
1. That's a good day for
So
death.
when you guys talk about, we don't care about that, we don't need to talk about that, you do, because you may get involved with some woman that was involved in a relationship or married to a man that was actually on the DL.
Oh God. Oh.
So I mean, so it goes full circle. You do have to be careful.
Yeah, I mean, especially in ATL when there's so many guys there. I mean, you know, the HIV rates in Atlanta are epidemic. I mean, you know,
And not just in Atlanta, in DC, and in I can't remember if it may be North Carolina too, that is high with black people. I think it's North Carolina. I think like Charlotte or somewhere outside of Charlotte, Atlanta, and DC.
Oh my God, he had some books he had with Razorback football. Oh my God.
Oh yeah, he went to school up there, and he said in his book that he was involved with like some of the football players and stuff like that.
Yeah, getting smashed by the offensive line. Dave, you don't want to comment? Yeah. Okay, come on, Dave. Don't get ready. Nick, you ain't got your glass on.
All right, so let me nip this thing in the bud real fast. So there are no black women on the down low?
That's my like that.
Okay. So it fascinates me that one person writes a book and every black man is on the down low. Okay? It's almost offensive because if you look at the rates of homosexuality and lesbianism across the board, those rates are equal with both men and women. So to write this book and say all of a sudden every black man has the propensity to be gay is just hogwash. I said it then and I say it now. Black women are on the down low just like black men are on the down low. I've met plenty of them. Okay? So and to some extent, it's another one of those things where let's throw another dart at the black man. Yeah, here's another problem with the black man. They're all on the down low.
I don't remember anyone saying they're all on the down low. And I think the book that Elin Harris wrote was from his personal experience before he actually came out. He was never, well, he did date someone. He did date someone in college, and I thought they said it was Lynn Colas while they were in college.
Right.
He dated her, but it's no one is saying that every black man is, but people are saying that it is some, and it is some women. But women. They don't really like, oh, I'm hiding this because I feel like this is going to destroy my life, or people are going to look at me in a bad way. It's mostly black men that feel like that.
Well, let me say this.
I've never seen no black women on the down low. They probably don't tell.
Hell no.
They don't
tell you something right now.
They don't tell their business, but
they
don't tell their business, but with their spouse, they practice it.
Hold on, wait a minute. Let me shut that down.
They practice it.
Let me shut that one down because I think I might have dated one. But anyway, Jade. But I'm just saying.
No, but if you saying you dated one, you know.
Yeah.
No, but that's what I'm saying.
And how do you know? And how do you know that that person was on the down low if they told you?
Right.
Well, that's the whole point. See, okay, here's the reason why I have an issue. Here's the reason why I got an issue with people with bisexuality. Because people always argue that bisexuality is a phase. It's not a phase. It's like
I never heard that one.
No.
I never heard it was a phase.
Let me tell you what this was. This is what somebody told me. Well, yeah, I dabbled at the grad school. I'm like, oh, really? You know, I'm like, okay, so I'm just listening to this.
I think this.
You're having a problem with the object today, aren't you? We had to put it up. Okay, there we go.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, we can hear you.
This is the deal. A woman is more out to let you know that she had this little thing with a female versus a man. A man is not going to tell you that.
No, she isn't.
No.
How many women have you dated?
I haven't dated any.
So for you to say that a woman is, see, from my perspective, I've dated women that was on the down low. They had the same concerns that men had, that someone would find out. It's the exact same thing.
I am saying that's from your experience.
Right. Exactly.
But
I
speaking
the opposite of way.
Right, and maybe it's because of the age difference. But I'm just saying that a lot of men say, "Oh yeah, she told me she used to," or I know females that say that they have been with women.
From a man's point of view, because he's always thinking from a sexual nature.
Right.
Oh, she's on the down low. Yeah.
Thank you. See,
Okay. You know,
And men is not a big issue with men. They'll be like, "Oh, go get one of your friends." But I'm saying, I mean,
Thank you.
that's the
Bring
whole
your girl.
thing. That's
Yeah,
what
right.
I'm saying.
We can have
And
a
I'm
family.
saying,
what I'm saying is that those women, because I've the point I'm saying is, see, I've dated a lot of professional down low women. They do not want that out, okay, and will panic anytime, any day that it even gets close to it being out. So what I'm simply saying is that they talk about it against black men as if it's something wrong, and black women get a pass on it when the numbers are equal when it comes to
the thing
who's on the down low or not. Regardless
men
of why
are
you
more
do it.
men are more accepting of a woman
Right.
telling him. That's the whole difference. If a woman say, "Oh yeah, I like women" or whatever, and you okay, get one of your friends. But if a
I'm
man,
not
but if a
denying
man
that.
tell a woman that I have been with a man, she'll be like, and if she, oh, bring them on then.
But I'm not denying that. I'm simply saying that the suggestion is that black women aren't on the down low and black men are. It's ridiculous.
That's not what we're saying.
That's what all this stuff emanated from Elian Harris.
That's not
what
we're saying,
in
that
fact,
women are not on
in fact,
the down low.
I interviewed Elian Harris and talked about this very issue. You see, so I'm just saying, and I told him this very same thing, that all this mess that came out about it, look, if you whatever you do in your bedroom is your business, okay? But to write a book and then have it suggest, because you wanted to sell books, that all these black men are on the down low, it was blasphemous to me. That's just my opinion on that. I'm just saying black women are just as much.
He spoke from his experience. And any black woman that want to write a book, she can. It may be some out there. So I'm still not understanding when we're talking about it and when we see it, and when we. It's a lot of women that don't care. But I'm just saying that it's the men who accept the women being on the down low. They don't care. No. But it's women that women are not going to accept that. Some of them not. And then on two, most men not gonna want to be with a woman if he know for a fact that she used to sleep with someone that was gay.
Well, let me put it like this, and let's just be real. What was the big selling point during the WWE Attitude Era when they started bringing in all the female wrestlers, the divas? For those of you guys that you watch it was called HLA, Hot Lesbian Action. So men like that, and let's just be real. When we talk about homosexuality in this country, and they plug bisexuality into that, they don't care about women being bisexual.
They don't.
They care
but
about
that's what I'm saying. And that's why we're talking about men on the down low, because people don't really care about women being involved with other women. They don't care. But our whole topic was last week was about people being homophobic in the black community. And we touched on that, and that is the reason why some men will not come out.
Well, again, there are also legal ramifications for it. There are career ramifications for it. I mean, these are just certain things. And it's because of how our society views sexual preferences of women versus sexual preferences of men. See, right before I graduated college, went to grad school, I did a class called Gender Studies, and there's a big difference by how women socialize with other women versus how men. See, women can go out and go on girls' trips and hug their girls and give their girl a kiss on the cheek, and that's accepted within women's realm.
And
men
men
can't do that.
Yes, they can. Yes, they can.
Really? Let him try. Let him try.
That's what I'm getting ready to say. This is what I'm getting ready to say. The reason men not gonna do it is because they know.
Ma'am.
Now the kissing on the cheek, no.
No. Hug me if you want to. No. Well, bro, did you rub up against me in an inappropriate way? Me too. That's
what would you do if you have a friend, you're a man and you have a friend, he's married or whatever, and it never came across to you that he was bisexual or attracted to men or anything, and then he finally came out to you. He came out and told you.
Dust in your eye. Let me blow.
Now my thing is, like, would you be like, cut their friendship off, or would you change how you interact with him?
No, I mean, their sexuality ain't got nothing to do with me as long as he don't approach me with it. So we still cool. You know what I'm saying? As long as you know the boundaries and where Django go.
But
now, if you wanna
some of the
punch in
things,
mouth, you can
no.
mess
But
around
I'm
and go
thinking
past
like,
it.
but my whole thing is like things that you used to do in the past that you didn't think nothing about it. Just certain activities or something. Would you halt that?
With like going like into a group shower after the pool and but Django, let's level up. Whoa.
Well, say y'all do shoot hoop together, and that's common that afterwards y'all go.
Don't foul me. Don't do nothing.
But you'd be like, nah, man, I'm gonna start taking my shower at the house.
Right. I'll be all right.
I'm all right.
I got free breeze in the car, bro. I'm good.
I'll wait till I go home now.
Yeah, thank you. I'm good now. You know. And I mean, I don't.
He can still come over and hang out at your house and watch the game like y'all did before. It was just y'all two, and it was nothing.
No.
See, and that's what I'm saying.
Okay.
No,
so you mean to tell me like in the past he'll come over, y'all watch a game or fight or any type of sports, but now you don't want to do that one-on-one with him because.
One-on-one.
You mean when I say when I say one-on-one, I mean your friend come hang out and watch the game. That's what men do, don't you?
Yeah, but usually it's a group. But usually it's more than one guy. It's not just one guy. Because see, I need witnesses in case something happened, he get murdered. See, I just need that stuff. Well, he put his hand somewhere he shouldn't be on Django.
So what I'm saying is that you will alter some things because he's told you this secret about him. Yeah, what if he told and he told you, and you asked him if he was gonna tell his wife, and he said no, that we friends, and I just wanted to come out to you, but just keep it between us. But you see him. Hey, we talking about men on the down low.
Some really strange.
I'm giving scenarios.
Well, that's the scenarios I can't relate to because I mean, look.
And I remember now that it comes back to me, I remember when Oprah Winfrey had her show, and what's the other guy that I don't know if he did books too. It was one more guy, dark skin, bald head.
Montel.
No, it was some guy. I think he was an author, but she had.
Oh, he's an author. Oh, okay.
I think he actually wrote some books as well.
Okay.
After Elian Harris, and I think he was on the show and he was discussing like he was involved with someone and his name is like something common like Jackie. It could be a male or female, a unisex name, and he spoke how a woman, I guess, figured that her husband was cheating on him, and he claimed that the woman came to his house and knocked on the door and asked for like Jackie, and he was like, I am Jackie.
Oh, so she was on.
But this guy, I cannot think of his name, but he's an author as well. But I remember seeing him on the Oprah Winfrey show.
Yeah, and I have to understand what Dave is saying to a degree. You're right. You got sisters out here just like that, and I kind of raised my eyebrows on some of them girl trips.
Okay, so do you think? So girls trip and men do go on boys trip. I've known some guys. I know some guys that just went to Cuba together, and a lot of guys take trips to Brazil.
Yeah, but those trips.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. But they
go to meet. They go to meet women.
Right. But it's still right. So it's still a guy's trip. So don't talk like men don't go. Men go on
I can't
guy
see a bunch
trips.
of guys going out of the country together. Just a bunch of guys. I guess. I mean, I think like The Hangover, but guys.
I'm in a lot of black travel groups, and they do boy trips to Brazil and different places where for certain real.
Yeah, there's a book on that. Right.
Yeah, but I'm just saying, I mean, men go on these hunting trips together when hunting season open and
yeah.
But that's not saying that anything, but I'm just saying that men go on trips together just like women do.
No, I mean, you got movies like The
Hangover.
And
don't think that when women go on girls trip that they ain't going for a reason too.
Oh yeah, they going for a reason. They gonna get Dexter St. Jacques and they gonna tag team him up in the hotel. Y'all think y'all slick, don't you? See, I done heard about it. Y'all, boy, look. So, and that's the thing. And look, and you got some sisters.
Yeah, because most of us don't room. When we go on our trips, we don't room.
Thank you for that information. I'm gonna keep that. Yeah, they don't. They just kind of.
No, my trip, I got a single room.
You got a single room?
Yeah.
Oh, so you ready, ain't you? Look at it, she ready.
But let's go back to the topic. Like, do any of you really believe that Eddie Long was on the down low?
Hell,
Do y'all
Yeah.
really believe that?
Yeah, I'm not.
But he
surprised.
said he
I'm
wasn't.
not surprised.
Too many people came out. Like if a lot of
Or
person,
do people think that just because he was in Atlanta?
No, it had nothing
No.
to do with that.
The pictures.
Because I don't
Nah,
think
I think it
Creflo
wasn't the
Dollar live
pictures.
in
I
Atlanta.
think-
I think he on the down low.
like if a lot of persons saying one thing
Mm-hmm.
about a person, if it's a lot of people, more than likely they telling the truth.
Yeah, 1,000 people can't be
Not
around one person.
necessarily.
Yeah.
Well, people do lie.
Maybe
People lie,
what
but-
if it was one person that started that rumor, and then if it's a person like him that want to make money,
Right.
they'll come out the woodwork. Look how they did with other people now.
Yeah, what they do is you assume because some gay actor said he slept with Tom Cruise, and Tom Cruise sued him and bankrupted him, and he couldn't do nothing.
Well,
so
the
if they lie like
defense
that,
on
right?
slander. But see,
Right.
understand this, and this is what it is. The reason why I had an issue with Eddie Long, because usually what I found out, and this has even happened with white evangelicals, usually what they demonize is what they're guilty of.
Yeah.
So when you see people demonize homosexuality, that's because they and how many times have you seen pastors do that?
Pastors do that, yeah,
They
because they
demonize infidelity, and they out here the biggest.
yeah, but
Yeah.
you
It's
have
like-
other people
Right.
that speak strongly always on certain issues, and you begin to wonder, not like they on the
Exactly.
down low, they could just be
Thank
really
you, Bill
hated,
Cosby.
but they also, some people argue because they don't want you to think that they're doing that or may be involved in that, so they talk negative about a certain situation all the
Thou
time.
dost protest too much.
I mean, just
That's
like
the way
some
I
people
see
that
it.
constantly talk about people that's cheating. That's all they talk about. And then you find out they did the same thing.
Thou dost
Yeah.
protest too much. You don't have to sit around here and beat something down. If you don't do it, here's my point.
Right.
It's all about perception. Perception is not the truth.
Then
but
it's
perception
Robin.
is what it, well, speaking of him, because we getting ready to get on him today. But let's take us a break right quick. We're going to come back to this topic about people on the down low. We'll be back here at Devil's Advocate.
Having issues with child support, traffic tickets, criminal matters, family, wills, estates, and probate matters? Call Jimmy C. Morris of the Morris Law Firm here in Little Rock, Arkansas. An aggressive powerhouse attorney that will fight for you. Call him 7 days a week from Monday through Thursday from 9 a.m. to 8 p.m. and from Monday through Friday from 9 a.m. to 6 p.m. Weekend appointments are also available. And also, check out Jimmy Morris on The Devil's Advocate once a month for our infamous Ask the Attorney segment as he talks about social, political, and legal issues. Check him out, and his dedicated staff of professionals will fight for justice for you. Again, that's the Jimmy C. Morris Law Firm. His number is 501-319-7647. That's the Jimmy C. Morris Law Firm. His number is 501-319-7647. Call him.
Rhonda, why you coming? You see your girl Rhonda ask where we going for lunch today? I don't know. We're going to go someplace, but we're going to keep it on the down low.
He needs you.
Well, what y'all know about that? Well, that was some baby making music back in the day. That's that R. Kelly.
Everything is cool.
Hey, Angela. Good to see you, dog. I hope you're doing good.
Convince me, baby, to do as you say. Just go
We listen
along
to Jam over here. Yes, and we jamming to R.
and
Kelly.
see things your way.
Keep it on the down.
Keep it on the down low.
All right, people. We are back. That is the illustrious sounds of the Pied Piper of pedophilia, Mr. R. Kelly. Look at Lala. It still is. Lala, you know you need to stop. we are jamming today. We are talking about people on the down low. Well, Nick G said men, but we're going to talk about it. You know, and you're right. And I think that's a big undisclosed issue in our community is that there are a lot more. And here's the thing. Is people, since we're talking about the down low, and people do it for various reasons why they stay on down low, professional, career, whatever. Is bisexuality and I guess homosexuality becoming a bigger thing in a newer society with black people? I mean, it didn't seem
Nope.
like it's.
I just say don't get married. That's my whole thing. If you, I mean, don't get married and have kids with someone, and then later on you they find out that you've been sleeping with men. That's the whole thing. And you wouldn't be on the down low.
Yeah.
Or women.
You want to say?
Or sleeping with women. You know, when I had my father's right group, I had about 4 guys who had divorces because their wives had been sleeping with other women. You know, so that's my point. Is no, the point is that you know when we talk about one or the other, it happens on both sides. Right. That's all I'm saying.
Just be honest. That's the whole deal.
That's the key. Just be
honest
because,
or if your spouse is fine with it, then go ahead.
Because there are a lot of even lesbians now in their organizations claiming that even men having sex with women is considered rape. You know, just volunteer sex, forcing her to have babies. So you got to be careful when you start talking about all these people and who's on the down low, who isn't, why they believe this or the other, because some of these people are extreme. And if you just be honest with people from day one, it's just like the athlete who's gay. Right. Look, I have a right, if I played sports, and I played sports a lot, I have a right to know if you're gay. Here's why, not because I'm homophobic. Do I want you as a gay person who desires people of the same sex looking at me when I take a shower? I have a right to decide whether or not I want that. I know that may sound crazy, but you cannot impose your gayness on me if I don't want it. And what you find a lot is that, oh, well, it's okay for him to be in the locker room. Well, I'm not saying I don't care who you sleep with. Right. I just don't want to be able for you to take a shower with me. Same thing applies. Why is it that male reporters, are not allowed in female locker rooms?
Well, females sure going in.
But female reporters are allowed in men's locker rooms. See, that's the double standard that you get into when you start talking about these things.
Okay, so if it's a gay player and he does his job, they just say, okay, you just take a shower somewhere else, and he does.
Right. I have no problem with that. But I want to know that you're gay. I don't want to know years later that I don't play with this guy. And you gay?
Well, they're not gonna force anybody to tell their sexual preference.
Don't ask, don't tell. That's what we do.
I'm just saying that's my right to know. So if you don't tell me, just like we're married, and then 10 years later you gay, I have a right to be upset with you because you weren't honest with me. That's all I'm saying.
Well, I don't know. That kind of gets hard to.
Who's the gay player? Somebody in the NFL.
I just.
Why you over here looking at me?
I mean, no, I'm saying that happened. That it's a player that came out.
They look straight over here.
Should the transgender woman, should that male have a right to know that person was previously a male? Or better still, you meet a guy. He was previously a woman.
Okay.
Should you have the right to know that person was previously a woman?
In other words, should you know it was a sex change?
If I'm working with them, I really don't care.
I'm talking about dating.
No, I don't know. Because we just posted two women. Is it two women?
I'm talking about you, Nikki.
No, I think that if anyone used to be the opposite sex, they need to let you know. Even if they didn't, if they gay, they need to let you know.
You just made my point. Thank you.
But you were speaking in a workplace. We know.
No.
We've always said that the person need to be honest and tell the person.
Locker rooms and workplaces are totally different. Because in a locker rooms, most of the time, you're walking around butt naked.
Privacy.
Okay?
Well,
So
even
there is
even,
no other workplace like a locker room.
Well,
Okay.
even if the person is transgender, usually in most places they don't let them go into like the restroom. They're doing like the unisex restroom or have a designated restroom
Right.
for them, because if you're a male and you haven't had your thing cut off, the women not gonna want you in the bathroom with them,
Right.
and the men don't want you in the bathroom with them because you
It offends them.
Right. So usually now a lot of businesses are designating restrooms in certain areas for them.
Right. And I think what David's trying to talk about, and when we talk about
When
locker
we're
room-
speaking on the download, we're saying that people need to be honest. They
Right.
need, so anybody, if I meet a man and he say that he used to be, then I need to know that.
Yeah, you need to know that.
And like
Called the need to know.
you need to be
And no
straight
one would
up
have
and
to battle.
honest, because I think someone else posted a situation where the man and woman was married and the man want kids and the woman can't have kids, and then she said that the reason she can't because she used to be a man. You remember
Yeah, I
that
remember
one?
Yeah,
that one.
Yeah.
that's usually when homicides occur. Usually, like around that time. Man,
That he had
Yeah.
and she was like, I don't know if I should tell him or not that I used to be a man, because he's wondering like why we can't have any kids.
Uh-oh. Here come the mess right about now, because you started it, okay? Then- Yes, hello. This is Devil's Advocate Radio. Tuck and drop.
Hey, how y'all? How y'all doing? My name is Curtis. I got a question for you.
Okay, go ahead.
All right, so y'all were talking about the locker room. So, and let me preface this by saying I am a straight black male.
Okay, you're a straight black
Yeah,
man.
so that's important to this conversation, because what does it matter if they're not actively pursuing me? It's not like being gay means they're automatically attracted to me. What does it matter if they're in a locker room with me?
Okay, hold on. We got an answer to this one.
It may not matter, but then how do you know that he may not be pursuing you? Let me ask you something. You're a straight black male. If you walk in a locker room with straight women and your sexual preference are women, are you going to look?
Sure.
At some
But
point,
again,
wait a minute. At some
But
point,
the thing is,
you're
that
gonna
all I'm
look.
doing is looking. Until I've acted, how am I a problem?
but again, you're looking, so you don't have. Again, I have a right to know that you are looking at my body. Okay, that's my right.
You have that right. So you're saying
Okay.
that, somebody you're walking down the street and you see a fine woman. She has all the right to know that you're looking.
No, we're
Like,
talking
who
about
cares?
locker rooms, brother. You're conflating the issue. We're talking about locker rooms. Okay, we're talking about locker rooms. All right, those are areas of privacy. You understand what I'm saying? So at that moment, I want, and look, I'm pretty sure I played with a lot of gay players. Don't get me wrong. I played football through college, so I'm pretty sure I played with one or two gay players. That's fine.
And the thing is, but even knowing that now, did it harm you?
Well, look, it didn't harm me at all, but the point being is I still would have liked to know. That is my right to decide who
So
I
what would
want
that
to
have
display
changed in
my
the
body
past if
to.
you knew?
You're missing the point.
Wait a minute. What did you say? We couldn't hear you. What was your last statement?
Okay, what would that have changed in the past if you knew?
You're missing the point. Look, and let me be clear. My brother, who is my favorite brother, my oldest brother, was gay, who died of AIDS. Okay, so there's no homophobia here. I grew up with it in the 60s. All right, but my point being is, I still have the right to decide who sees my naked butt.
Okay.
That's all I'm saying.
But his question was, we understand your point. His question was, what would it have changed?
I don't know.
Okay.
I don't know. But the point is that I still have a right to this, just like you. You have the right. Everyone has a right to decide who sees their body. In that setting, I would like to know whether or not someone is gay, and it may not have made a difference. Okay? When I was here in Little Rock, one of my best friends we kicked it with, partied all the time, he was gay.
Right.
Okay, so that's not an issue for me. And we had this conversation all the time. You know, one of the things that, well, I won't call his name, is that he made sure many people didn't even know he was gay. He was on the down low. He was, by the way, he was a white guy. What, a white guy on the down low? No, that only happened to black guys.
Is the caller still there?
Yeah, I'm still here.
Okay, my question. So you made it clear that you're straight. So you're saying that you wouldn't have an issue with it.
No,
Okay.
because I'm not gay, so it's a problem.
So okay, so you're saying because you know who you are and you're not gay, why would it wouldn't bother you? And you stated earlier that he may not even be looking at you.
Right, and even if he is, I ain't looking the other direction. So I don't know. I guess it's not the kind of thing that bothers me personally.
It's a preference.
Okay.
Okay.
Well, thank you, caller. We got another call, but I want to thank you for calling in. Okay. Well, thank you. Okay, Devil's Advocate Radio. What the hell you want?
Dang, that's how you greet folks on
Oh, I'm
Christian
sorry, Stanley. How you doing? Boy, look at.
Radio. My goodness. The devil is busy this morning. You must be over there with Sarah Huckabee trying to send these parents to Mexico and have these
Yeah, I'm
kids
trying to get
about
these kids up out of
graduation.
here. You get these little boy. Look here. They'll mess up. They ain't cut my yard right. My pool still got stuff floating in it. Yeah, they got to go. They ain't picked my oranges. My oranges got fruit flies in it. So yeah, they got to go. What? Or you catching hell on live, Dave.
I don't care.
Dave said he don't care.
Shit, I live my life the way I
Dave
want
said
to
he
live.
don't care. He catching hell and he don't care.
What are some of the comments
Ooh,
towards
look at that thing hanging down now, boy. Look at that low hanging fruit.
What are some of the comments? Because I'm not.
She said she done with Dave. She said she done with him.
Oh.
Lala, you know she.
Oh, okay. Okay.
That you're done with Dave. You're done with your boy.
I'm a real black man.
But look, I will say this whole thing just before I say.
Well, I
and
can't say the
but I will argue to Dave's point, and I understand this. If you're in a locker room, let's just argue if male reporters could go in female locker room. If the dude is a known rapist and has violated women in the past, you probably want to know that if he's standing in there conducting an interview with you. You know what I'm saying? Even if he likes women. You know, you want to know, hey, why is this dude looking at my body? He a known rapist and he can't control himself. You know, so that
But that's an actual crime. So I mean,
That's not a good example.
that's not a good. That's
So
like
why is that
that.
not a good example?
That's not. That's just like saying
But you know,
that
rape is about power, not about sex.
but that's just like saying that you know that this person is a pedophile and he teaching at a school. That's not a good example.
don't you think you need to
And
know that?
That's a crime that's totally different.
So what happened before it became
That's
an
totally
obvious
different.
crime? What
That's-
happened before it
that's-
became an obvious
that's-
crime?
that's totally
what
different.
What if you
You
go
can't
to a
even-
country that girls are allowed to marry young and below the age of 18?
Saying
Is that a crime?
that you don't want a rapist in a room with women and he previously raped them, violated them, you can't compare that with somebody being gay.
I'm not comparing that. I'm just saying is that the issue of what his
And-
intentions
and-
are while he in that fitting room or that locker
That
room.
person,
And he looking at naked women
does
bodies.
not need to be in a locker room if he's a rapist.
Okay.
That's just like if he
Oh,
don't need to be at a daycare if he's a pedophile.
That's okay. I just see. I can't win with
Well, I guess I got some minutes on my phone to talk to y'all.
that. Okay. Well, come on, talk to us, man. Thank you. I hear you, Rondon. Go ahead, Stanley. Talk to us, bro.
Well, just for the record, if I was in a locker room with some grown women, you would not have to worry about the rape allegations.
Thank you.
Yeah, I think you get more flies with honey than you do
Thank you.
boo boo.
Yeah. Just wear some
Ain't
tight
nothing
fitting
sexy
underwear.
about no little bitty gal to no real grown man.
Thank you.
Number one,
Thank you.
because baby Nikki, I'm sorry. What?
Can
So
somebody?
what y'all
I'm
wanna
not
talk
on the
about?
page. Can somebody give some of the comments that's being made?
Oh yeah, there's a whole bunch of them right now, boy. That Lala still bashing Dave. Rondon agrees with Dave for a second, and I mean, boy, it's
For a
I
second,
can't get on there.
I
you can't
don't-
get on there. Why y'all have issues with my page?
Is it your page or
Don't
the
worry, we're
group
gonna put it in
page?
Devil's Advocate room as soon as we get through this whole thing. The whole ugliness of this is gonna be out.
But we need to read some of our viewers' comments as well.
Well,
That-
what you want to hear? Lala blasting Dave?
Well, I'm
I'm
sure
done
it's-
with this dude. Okay, hell, I'm done with this. Girl,
It's a grown man that refers to himself as Lala.
no, that's a female. She bisexual.
Okay.
She's not on the down low. She's open
a whole
about
new
it.
topic of discussion.
Yeah, she's
right
very
there.
open about it.
Yeah, you know that. Boy, get some cookies and anyway.
So wait, let me
Hold on.
So you all just said she's open about her sexuality. Okay,
said what
and that's wonderful. So why can't me as a heterosexual male be open about mine and be proud of it? That's the problem with this gay agenda that be moving forward here, is that they want you to be cheering their sexuality,
Is Lala still on?
and rightfully so. That's fine. Whomever you sleep with is fine. But it seems to me that many of them want to suggest that me being a heterosexual or a woman being a heterosexual, there's something wrong with that. I don't subscribe to that. All right? If that's what you want to do, that's your business. Right. I ain't mad at you. I'm still going to treat you like a human being, okay? Right. I've marched for gay rights and all that good stuff. But at the end of the day, when you start trying to minimize my sexuality, my concern about you looking at my body as opposed to anything else, I got a problem with that. That's all I'm saying.
She said, boy, bye. That was the comment.
She said that, I guess by you stating that all these gay people and that I got friends that's gay, she said you sound like one of those racists when they state they have black friends.
My brother, who lived in San Francisco for almost since 1968, who came out in 1968, who started the African American Cultural Center in San Francisco, was gay. I don't need to say anything else, okay? By the way, we went up there to honor him about 3 years ago for what he did for San Francisco. All right? So, again, you can try to claim that. See, that's the problem. Every time you say something against what they don't agree with, the first thing they want to do is throw, oh, you're anti-gay. No, that's not the case. I'm pro-human being, and I respect your rights. All I'm simply saying is respect mine.
She said because he's a gay man doesn't mean he's looking at you.
He might be looking at somebody else, and they too have the right to know whether or not that person is looking. Again, I ask the question: if any one of these men in this studio right now walk into a locker room with naked women, are you gonna look at them?
Yeah.
Okay? Yeah. You may be in there to do whatever, to coach, to do whatever, to tape ankles. But you're going to look at, because that's human nature, because our first nature is sexual nature. So don't tell me that a gay person walk into a locker room with gay men or lesbian women that at some point they are not going to look. Give me a break.
But if they look, is that a crime or something? I don't think looking.
They can look at you on the street.
Hold on, Stanley. Try to talk. Hold on. Go ahead, Stanley. Say that again.
I said I like to grill, so every time I go to Sam's in the meat department, my mouth get wet too.
That's a hot meat, boy.
So from my perspective, ain't nothing like looking at some fresh meat.
Some hot meat too on top of it.
Well, I thought that they usually try to pick out who they feel is the same way. Mm-hmm. They say they can spot them out in a room full of people.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, but I think that, and I don't know because I can't speak from that persuasion, but I think that when you're attracted to something, you're just attracted to it whether they like you back or not.
Right.
Because I've been chasing Nikki G for 3 semesters. I ain't got a damn thing to do with yet.
You ain't got nothing. No sweet potato pie, nothing.
Look
Nikki
at my
G, you want to step up.
Look at my business.
You a mess. So did Lala leave? No,
she in there still blasting Dave. Look. Hold on.
Lala, speak your truth.
I'm making Lala famous like
this
she
is the
come
world's
on
smallest violation.
Let this mess go. Let her get me papers on Facebook. Let her be. But she bring her big old boyfriend up there with them braids and tattoos on her arms and stuff. It's gonna really get.
Oh my goodness.
I don't know what he's talking about.
Yeah.
I'm just
She just said that he's a joke.
And
so.
if she got a problem with what I said, she can follow me at M. Diddy Nichols at Facebook.
Just throw it right under the bus. Throw it under the bus. Cudjo, you have officially been thrown under the bus today.
My homeboys got stomach muscles. She better leave me
She
alone.
said it's natural to look, but what's the problem?
I don't know. I might rub a fur. You never know. Shoot. But
Well, I just think though. I don't think men are comfortable. I don't think people are comfortable with being looked at by folks of the same sex. That makes me uncomfortable.
Make me feel some type of way. Not
And
that
I ain't got
kind
no
of
issue with gay folks.
I just
gay
want
folks
to
in my
know. I
family.
have
I
the
just don't
right
think I
to
want to
know
be
you looking
in a
at
gay
me
club looking
in
like
that
I'm on the media.
situation.
That just ain't for me.
You see what I'm saying? That's all I'm saying. I have the right to know in that situation that you are looking at me or you may be. I just want that right.
You want that right?
Oh, I got it.
He
Is
shouldn't
she
have that
comfortable
right
being
by
in a room
himself
full
to
of
know
transsexuals?
and nobody else knows.
Hold on 1 second. Dave, y'all.
That's what I'm saying.
Okay.
Lala, you got Dave heated
He got
in here.
Dave heated. Hold on, I got to let Stanley go. This is his minute.
But listen though, is she comfortable being in a room full of transsexuals?
Who?
Who? Lala?
Whatever the girl name
Lala,
is
I
from
don't-
Power Episode 5. Y'all talking about
No, Lala is very comfortable with her sexuality.
Her
well, that's fine,
bisexuality.
but everybody ain't what Lala is. That's why they got a such thing as the closet, because everybody ain't.
Right, everybody ain't comfortable
She's
with that.
But I
she's
agree with
not
Dave.
she's
Just
not
because
in
you
a
comfortable,
she's
you ain't
not
gonna
in a
make me
closet.
14
No,
go
no, she's in a relationship with a male.
For now. I mean, I'm just saying.
He's stupid too. He just makes proper
My boy.
laying up with somebody don't even want what you got.
Well, I guess we never asked her.
No, we never
does
did ask
he-
her, but we gonna get
does
on here.
he
Next
know-
time you
does
gotta
he
come
know-
up here, Lala.
Does
So
the
let me ask
person
you a
she
question.
with know that she?
So, I got one question for y'all. I'm sorry, but so you say she laying up with a dude, like she's gay, bisexual, but she got a boyfriend, right?
Yeah.
So that's the equivalent of driving a Chevy with a Ford motor. Boy,
Wait, hold on. Speaking of in the closet, I see your boy up on TV this week crying. What's up with that? Your boy Dennis Rodman. He up here crying on TV, Rob. What's going on with
Was
that?
he crying?
He was crying.
Yep.
About for what? I didn't watch the interview. I saw.
Lord
clips.
help me, Jesus.
I mean, what was his part? What was he crying about?
He's
I
crying.
tell you what he was crying about.
Tell him. I can't.
He was crying because he rebounded. He got to use his butt to box out. It was hurting.
He's up here crying because he supposedly thought he had something to do with the historic summit between President Trump and Kim Jong-il. Bruce Lee Yang. I mean, but he thought he had something to do with it. And he's up here crying because he said all these black folks
So
kind
he
of
was
put him
taking
down
credit.
and he made it happen. And, you know, he had to come out he said he had to go back in the closet. And when he finally came out the closet, he just stood his ground. And that's what I
And he
wanted.
got death threats, too. Let me say he got death threats.
Yeah, he got
did
death.
it?
Yeah. The black folks said he was a coon. But I'm going to say he's a coon. So, he up here crying on TV, man.
He is not a coon. He's a raccoon.
Yeah, he's a raccoon. He's a whole coon. He's a whole pound of
ain't nothing
coon
worse
meat.
than you know what I hate, and I'm gonna go because I'm gonna make Dave get back on this. I hate when well-off black folks get on TV and make these white folks think they speak for all of us.
Thank you.
This Robin ain't been black since he played basketball in Tulsa, Oklahoma.
Thank you, old coon and cross. Boy, look here, don't even let me get started on him.
Oh, I forgot to say. I got a big announcement. My bad.
You gotta make
I'm
it
sorry.
make it now.
But look, Mama, I love you, P.O.P., baby.
Boy, get off my phone. That's it. Look here, y'all. We want to thank y'all today for this mess that we call the show that we put together, y'all. And we will be back again. I hope we will next Friday. Nikki G gonna be on her vacay. So then you ladies want to come up here and you think you got the onions.
Yeah,
I think I need to get Hell and High Water back here.
No,
She going with you.
I'll be gone for the next 2 weeks, but why don't we have any females in the group that would like to come in and co-host?
Step up.
If you would like to come in and co-host, if you can during the day.
Yeah. On Friday 11, you bring your butt up here.
But if the female is handsome, stay at home. Don't come up there.
Yeah, if you got them strong features, we don't need that. I gotta be able to look at you while you're in the locker room. But anyway.
Looking like fresh gorilla meat.
Bye.
You ain't hung him up yet, Dave. We will see you guys next Friday, same time, bad time. I can't even talk anymore. Same bad time, same bad channel. And don't forget, if you can't stand the heat, Stay out of Hell's Kitchen. Bye, folks.
Yeah.